When you hear China, what comes to mind? The Great Wall, inexpensive products, famous long traditional history? All three are normal thoughts, but China is much more of the future than the past. China has approximately 1.4 billion people, approximately 4 times the amount of people in the United States. And there are no signs of stopping. Expectations are annual growth of 80 to 100 million people per year. But first, the present day of China. A very large country that specializes in manufacturing products for the world. It prides itself on low wages, approximately $1.60 per hour. Although rates have gone up, plus hours have been limited for work weeks and more for working standards. China is booming. Massive towers in groups of 5 to 10 towers housing thousands of people. With just the expected growth, if you took a new development of 1,000 apartments, you would need at least 50,000 of these individual developments. A massive amount of concrete, toilets, walls, sinks, doors, windows, and of course, labor and cranes. Then, this growth causes more and more Chinese to want the American dream. Luxury, nice independent housing, cars, nice name brand clothes, and more. This growth has its price on the environment. Massive amounts of manufacturing, dumping pollution, coal generators, creating a desperate need for energy, and spewing high CO2 carbons affecting the world. It's not uncommon to see pollution counts over 250, where a mask is recommended for your personal safety because of the factories and cars. Manufacturing is a huge part of China. Many businesses order their printing or even products from China because of how cheap it is, and then they are able to make profit. Most factories are community operated and locally backed. 15 years ago, these people started out making 30 to 35 cents an hour. Now the average pay here is $1.60 an hour for factory workers. They are creating a massive amount of high-volume products which are ordered throughout the world. Another thing I had mentioned, the dining is one of the most interesting experiences in Shanghai. A typical procedure in a Chinese restaurant is picking out your food fresh, as you can see here, before eating it. Many people tend to view this process as unsanitary and repulsive, but it's actually better to see your food fresh. Now, one of the most popular destinations in China is the Terracotta Warriors. There were 720,000 people involved in the building of this tomb in 2200 BC, and after, the emperor's son buried it all. Anyone that knew of this was killed. Farmers, construction workers, and others were killed because he didn't want anyone to know it was there. After they were killed, most of their bodies were burned and some were thrown in this hole. A few years later, Emperor Qin Shi Huang died, and a peasant uprising came and destroyed the soldiers. The mausoleum was completed and then raided. People discovered them by digging a well in 1974 before nobody knew they existed. So this is the site of the well. If they would have dug 1 meter over, they would have never found these soldiers. They found a total of 8,000 warriors. Each one was different and unique with designs and paint. Each warrior's face represents the artisan who built it, ensuring each one would be unique. There are 3 different pits containing all these soldiers, and some are still being uncovered to this day. Here you can see the restoration in process. They're measuring each piece by piece, to put together and complete the soldier. So all these stories culminate to one question. What really happened? Hello. So, tell me a little about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from the south of China, the Sichuan province, the hometown of the pandas. Here is a good province and famous for the education. So I moved here for my study and work here.
Oh, okay. When were the soldiers found?
It has been discovered in the 1974, you know, has been discovered by the farmers by accident. So it's a very, how to say, before no people know about it, just accident, so people find it.
Yeah. What is the story behind of how the soldiers were built?
Rebuilt, because actually in 2,000 years ago, people already built it, but unfortunately it has been been destroyed by the invaders. So in the 74, when the people found it, it is very amazing and gorgeous. So the government put a lot of effort try to repair them and rebuild them. So it became today's terracotta warriors.
Oh, okay. Why were the soldiers made? Is it true that all the soldiers are different?
Yes, until now, no people can find two similar faces. Each of them are different. So before, even some people that don't believe it, they go inside and take each warrior's faces and try to match them by the computer, but still didn't success because each of them
They're all different.
Unique one, different one. Yes.
Yeah. How long roughly do you think it will take for all three pits to be complete and revealed?
First, the three pits, they are the small part of the whole mausoleum, small part, like a country. The small thing stands for a country. So the three pits are very small part. Even technical problem, financial problem, a lot of the questions need to be solved.
Yeah.
So until now, maybe sometimes we always say this is the 1 century's job. So
yeah,
we have no accurate answer how long it will take to repair all of them.
Yeah, so you don't know. Okay.
Local farmer Yang Xinmin was one of the farmers to dig the well and discover the terracotta warriors and is still alive to this day. Huashan Mountain is another one of the many scenic destinations in China. It is one of the 5 sacred mountains located within Hunan Shaanxi province. It is very well known for its shapes, dangerous geography, perpetuous landform, and gorgeous landscape.
This is the Huashan mountain range. We are 5,000 kilometers up high. This just barely makes the top 5 most beautiful mountain ranges, so you can't imagine how beautiful the others must be.
The main peaks of Huashan Mountain is the South Peak. Those at the top of the mountains feel as though the sun and stars are within reach.
We are at 2,154 meters. This is the summit, the highest peak of the south. See all these locks right here? These represent good luck.
Another reason people climb up Huashan Mountain is to visit the beautiful Taoist temple.
We are here at the Taoist temple, just below the summit, where a blizzard has just hit with such large snowflakes even locals haven't seen before. Imagine having to build this place so high up in the mountains. Must be tough.
China is a diverse subject full of different topics to discuss. Being such a large country, there are numerous extraordinary sights to see. Shanghai, the largest city in China, is one of the most famous. Its nightlife is equally scenic and vibrant as the city is during the daytime. The history of the nation clashes with the new contemporary architecture, creating a totally unique city experience.
China's population is booming. It is shown by the infrastructure of the bridges, the highways, the metro stations, the railways, the trains. These are all the high-end brands, as you can see. This just shows that Chinese tend to save 80% of their money from paychecks, opposed to Americans who try to save 10% of their money from paychecks. This just shows that the government is trying to transform from a saving economy to a consumer economy. The issue is China, an example of present-day booming country or the beginning of what is wrong with the population growth of material needs. How can a country build enough apartments and cars? How do you sustain food for 100 million people per year? Chickens, rice, beef, vegetables. How do you build enough sewers and highways? China, along with Asia, is the future for our entire planet. The foundation is set, and we will see. Can China sustain this constant growth? Recent news says no. Will China be the #1 driving economical force in the world? Or will millions of people be living in poverty with a small amount of rich people? We don't know.